Republic of Vietnam.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of Vietnam. I'm Kim Si. In today's program, after the news, Current Affairs centers Vietnam's 5-year economic development strategy until 2025, which highlights aspirations for national growth, prosperity and happiness. Then we'll tell you how people in remote islands and border areas celebrate Lunar New Year. And don't miss our beautiful Vietnamese tunes in between. But first, here comes the news.
In headlines, Party State Leader Nguyễn Phú Trọng paid tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his memorial relic site. The Health Ministry pledges best effort to support Ho Chi Minh City's pandemic control effort. And South Korean new Prime Minister expects lasting peace in the Korean Peninsula. Now for the news in detail. Party General Secretary and State President Nguyễn Phú Trọng on Wednesday offered incense to late President Ho Chi Minh at house number 67 in Hanoi on the occasion of the 91st founding anniversary of the Communist Party of Vietnam and the traditional Lunar New Year. Talking with officials and staffs of the President Ho Chi Minh relic site, the President and party leader had efforts to fulfill the entrusted missions to study, preserve and promote values of the exhibits and documents about the late President. He took the occasion to wish them a warm Tết holiday with good health and happiness, hoping they will continue following President Ho Chi Minh's thought, morality and lifestyle, as well as popularizing his life and career to local people and international friends. Politburo member and president of the Fatherland Front's Central Committee Trần Thanh Mẫn and leaders of Cần Thơ City paid a Lunar New Year visit to the Military Zone No. 9 High Command. Mr. Mẫn asked Military Zone 9's officers and soldiers to continue to implement the dual goals of not only fighting COVID-19, but also effectively developing the economy proposed by the Prime Minister.
It is necessary to communicate the resolution of the 13th National Party Congress to the Military Zone 9's officers and soldiers. In the context of the complicated COVID-19 pandemic, the Army always needs to be ready and prepared for any possible situations from hostile forces. It is essential for the Military Zone 9 to work closely with the Municipal Party Committee and other localities to contain the virus as well as develop local economy.
The same day, Minister of Finance Đinh Tiến Dũng visited and presented Tết gifts to invalid soldiers and staff at Nho Qua Nursing Center in Ninh Bình Province. He encouraged invalid and wounded soldiers to continue being good examples for the younger generations to follow. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has cooperated with producers, suppliers and distributors nationwide to ensure stable commodity prices during the Lunar New Year holidays when demand is likely to surge. The Ministry's Deputy Director of Domestic Market Administration, Lê Việt Nga, explains.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade has implemented measures to ensure sufficient supply of goods, especially essential commodities, in all 63 cities and provinces. We have market stabilization measures on hand as part of pandemic control efforts, demand stimulus for socio-economic development, so that people with income affected by the pandemic could find the commodities for their celebration affordable.
Most major supermarket chains extend their opening hours. Exceptionally, Saigon Co-op remains open until the last evening of the Lunar New Year and resumes operation on the second day of the New Year, while Aeon does not close at all during dates. Ho Chi Minh City's Municipal Party Chief Nguyễn Văn Nên has expected the Ministry of Health's anti-COVID-19 task force in the city to do more research, provide guidance and cooperate in the detection of threats and sources of infection for early control of the disease. He said the pandemic in the city remains complicated with high risk of community spreading as root sources are not identified.
Ho Chi Minh City leaders share their empathy with the local people. Many farmers and gardeners from the southwest have brought commodities, fruits and flowers here for sale, but have faced difficulties and they need support.
The Task Force Chief, Deputy Health Minister Nguyễn Trường Sơn said that the ministry has directed all relevant agencies to try their best in quenching the pandemic. The Spring Flower Path in Da Nang City opens throughout the week-long Lunar New Year holiday for visitors, while upholding measures to prevent the COVID-19 pandemic. Visitors could find various flower-made figures of the buffalo, the iconic symbol of the new Lunar Year, different farming and cultural activities. Nguyễn Văn Thịnh from Thanh Khê District, Da Nang City.
Although we have enjoyed the traditional Lunar New Year, people have taken the coronavirus preventive measures seriously so that we all could have a safe holiday season. We couldn't afford to have a single positive case in the community here. Otherwise, the cozy atmosphere of this celebration will be affected.
China's Newsweek ran an article recently highlighting the positive outlook for Vietnam's economy. The article reviewed the country's economic development since it embarked on its reform course, most notably in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic spread globally and the economy shrank swiftly. Vietnam not only successfully contained the pandemic, but also posted a GDP growth of 2.91%, with the International Monetary Fund saying it was among countries with the best economic achievement. Vietnam is said to be a prime destination for travel after COVID-19, with its expert handling of the pandemic, noted an article published by Britain news site yourlocalguardian.co.uk. It stated 4 reasons that may turn the Southeast Asian nation into the most popular destination in the post-pandemic period. Vietnam had already taken quick and decisive measures to safeguard its own population when most other countries in the world were still investigating the emergence of this new and strange virus. The borders were closed in early 2020 and the government was quick to impose a lockdown, shutting down schools, restaurants and pubs. People were ordered to work from home as much as possible. Vietnam continues to keep its borders closed, and for good reason. This is fairly unique, the article said, stating that as popular tourist destinations like Egypt have opened up despite having far greater virus numbers. Vietnam's handling of the virus has garnered them international praise, and the country now has a reputation as safe and dependable with regards to health.
And now some more news. The primary task for South Korea is to complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula to bring lasting peace, South Korean new Foreign Minister Chung Wei-yong said on his inaugural day on Tuesday. Mr. Chung highlighted the need for South Korea to further develop the alliance with the U.S. in a more sound, mutually beneficial and comprehensive manner, saying the relations with Washington are the foundation of South Korea's diplomacy. He also called for efforts to work with other key partners, including China, Japan, Russia, the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, and the European Union to achieve regional peace and prosperity. The U.S. Senate began Tuesday former U.S. President Donald Trump's second impeachment trial on allegation that he incited the fatal January the 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol, in which 5 people were killed, including a law enforcement officer. Donald Trump is the first person to be impeached twice in one presidency, and he faces a Senate trial that could disqualify him from future office. The House of Representatives voted on January 13th to impeach then-President Trump for his role in inciting the deadly Capitol attack. Democrats will need at least 17 Republican senators to break ranks to convict President Donald Trump. There is insufficient evidence to determine that coronavirus was being spread in China's central Wuhan before December 2019, a joint World Health Organization and Chinese expert mission to the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic in Wuhan said on Tuesday. Dr. Liang Yuanyan, an expert with China's Health Commission, told reporters at the briefing the novel coronavirus could have been circulating in other regions before it was officially identified in Wuhan. He said the virus involves transmission to humans by an as yet unknown intermediary species, adding pangolins were potential candidates, but other animals, including mink and even cats, may also be reservoirs. A team of experts appointed by the World Health Organization completed its 28-day mission to the Chinese city of Wuhan this week, seeking clues about the origins of COVID-19.
Turn the news to main points once again. Party and state leader Nguyễn Phú Trọng paid tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his memorial relic site. The Health Ministry pledges best effort to support Ho Chi Minh City's pandemic control. And South Korean new Foreign Minister expects lasting peace in the Korean Peninsula. That's the news.
You're listening to the Voice of Vietnam, and here's the current affairs. Vietnam's 5-year social-economic development strategy until 2025, submitted to the 13th National Party Congress, stresses the importance of improving people's lives in harmony with boosting socio-economic development. The document highlights aspirations for national growth, prosperity, and happiness.
Vietnam has improved people's lives remarkably and was one of the first countries to fulfill the MDG on poverty reduction 10 years ahead of schedule. At the local party congresses held last year, despite the different approaches, localities set the goal of improving people's lives with higher income, more convenient social services, and better spirituality. Yên Bai, a disadvantaged mountain province with low education level, included the happiness index in the resolution of its 19th Party Congress Committee for the 2020-2025 tenure. The index embraces people's satisfaction with life, their living environment, and life expectancy. Nguyễn Ngân Giang, Deputy Secretary of the Party Committee and Chairwoman of the People's Council of Bảo Đáp Commune said.
Đây là một chỉ số mà khá toàn diện, bao hàm kể về kinh tế, xã hội và tất cả mọi.
The index covers all aspects, including socio-economic development and others. I'm very happy because this shows that the province is paying attention to local people.
Nguyễn Thị Minh Đức is a local party member.
Đây là một sự chiến dịch rất đúng và tiếp cận được với những cái xu thế mới.
This idea is really up to date. We want people to benefit the most and enjoy their interests with improved living conditions. I also have to do my utmost to make my family happier.
At the 17th Party Congress, Hanoi set out goals for the 2020-2025 tenure of developing culture, enhancing social security and improving social welfare. Hanoi aims to raise local life expectancy to 76.5 years by 2025, focus on improving childcare and protection, develop the social security system, expand health insurance coverage to all, scale up beneficiaries of policies, especially healthcare, education, vocational training, and housing policies. Secretary of the Hanoi Municipal Parties Committee, Vương Đình Huệ said.
Thành phố dự kiến cùng với các quận huyện sẽ hỗ trợ mỗi một nhà văn hóa là khoảng 2,5 tỷ đồng.
The city will build a community house worth 2.5 billion VND in each district, while encouraging districts to build mini parks in the community. We want all the work begin this year so that the local people can live in clean, green and beautiful spaces.
According to the documents of the 13th National Party Congress, people's happiness is a major factor to make Vietnam grow further, achieving its goals and vision to 2045 to become a high-income country. Bùi Sĩ Lợi, Deputy Head of the National Assembly's Committee for Social Affairs said.
Mục tiêu mà xây dựng xã hội phát triển phồn vinh.
We aim to build a developed, happy society where social equality is ensured. Ensuring citizens' fundamental interests are also stipulated in the Constitution. It is a fundamental goal of ensuring social equality in becoming a prosperous country.
Professor Dr. Phung Hieu Phu, Vice Chairman of the Central Theoretical Council, said,
Qua cái Covid này, càng ngày người dân ta càng hiểu là hóa ra.
From what we learned from the COVID-19 pandemic, we know that high income or high economic growth do not mean happiness, but peace and happiness are the most important. Happiness embraces humanity.
Improved quality of life also means improved material and spiritual life and improved satisfaction. The 2020 Global Human Development Report by the UN Development Programme and the Ministry of Planning and Investment shows that Vietnam is among countries with high human development indexes. The ranking is motivation for Vietnam to continue to improve its people's lives, ensure comprehensive human development, and leave no one behind.
Before we tell you how people in remote islands and border areas